The Lodge Activity Board is no longer restricted to just 3 minutes or under. Join Board Director Stephan Reynolds and his co-host du jour as they dive a little deeper into what's happening in Door County. It's time to go beyond the board with FM 106.9, The Lodge.
Hey, fun seekers, it's me, Stephan, getting ready to go beyond the board with Jay Whitney. He is a really righteous dude, and he is behind the band Big Mouth. So we will talk all about how Big Mouth came about and when they added the power tool horns and why and how much fun it is to perform all around Door County. Plus, we'll talk a lot about Pumpkin Patch, a place where Big Mouth and the power tool horns are going to play next. And we'll give you a rundown of the many activities you can look forward to at Pumpkin Patch in Egg Harbor. Plus, we'll talk about some music you can go and hear at the Door County Brewing Company, and we're even going to touch on Art in Ephraim. That's going on this weekend. Yeah, lots of eclectic stuff to enjoy on this particular Beyond the Board podcast. So, let's do it.
Out of time, you might run, got to work like you don't need the money, love like you never been hurt. Dance, 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 like nobody's watching you. Wanna live large in this world. Your perspective, it's a funny thing.
Oh, yeah, words to live by. Work, love, dance. That is the name of that song, and that song is by a band that I bet is familiar to you because they are a big part of the music scene here in Door County, have been for quite some time. I'm talking about Big Mouth, and sometimes you also get the power tool horns. And right now I get the good fortune of getting to talk to the founding member of Big Mouth. His name is Jay Whitney. He lives in Door County. How are you doing, Jay?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. You look good, man. You just had a big gig at the Door Community Auditorium recently. How did that show go?
Oh, that went great. Woody nailed the songs. We did a lot of Ray Charles, Count Basie arrangements. It was really nice. Yeah, it was good.
Looked like a big crowd. So before I get too far along here, let's go back to that music we heard as we started this Beyond the Board podcast, Work, Love, Dance. You wrote that song?
Yes.
Tell me about that song.
Well, it was inspired by an unlikely man that Satchel Paige, baseball player.
Okay.
Unlikely philosopher.
Right. And
yeah.
What was his philosophy?
Work like you don't need the money, love like you never been hurt, and dance like nobody's watching.
That's why I say words to live by, right?
I know, right?
Is that kind of how you live your life, Jay?
Well, I don't really dance much. I get a little intimidated.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So give me the quick behind-the-scenes background music story of Big Mouth. Where did it start? When did it start? And how did it get here in Door County?
Well, it started a long, long time ago, probably 35 years ago, right around Detroit, the suburbs of Detroit. I put a band together, and how it got here, I moved here, and...
So you called it Big Mouth when you put it together in Detroit?
It was a Big Mouth Blues Band.
The Big Mouth Blues Band. And then you ended up coming to Door County. Why did you come to Door County?
I left the Big Mouth Blues Band in Detroit to go on the road with a couple different people, and that was for a few years. And then the band I was with came up to Door County to play because the girl singer that was with the band, we were kind of based out of Houston, but she lived in Shawano. And she'd like to come up every year and see her parents.
Isn't it pronounced Shawano?
Shawano.
I got laughed at one time by some locals when I said that. Yeah, Shawano. Okay, continue.
Like where we're in Ephraim. but yeah, she liked to get home every once in a while, so we'd come back and play at... The first people I met in Door County were Joe and Jerry Kwiatkowski and Digger.
Okay, there's some legends in the Door County lore, aren't they? Yeah, wow, those are good people to know. So you fell in love with the place and decided, I'm going to go all in?
I did. I absolutely fell in love with it. The crowd, the people, just really wanting to hear good music, and I figured, this is a place I want to be.
That is definitely what you deliver with Big Mouth. So you formed Big Mouth, kind of the new addition here in Door County. And what year was that when you started in Door County?
Oh, God. No, I think it was like, I moved here in 89. So I think it was like 89.
Okay.
But Big Mouth didn't start. I started with the Amnesians. That was with Pat Judy, Paul Sawinski, John Redmond, and myself.
Okay. Yeah.
I replaced Mike Judy, who moved to Minneapolis. But yeah, I think it was 89.
Yeah, speaking of amnesia,
the
Amnesians, I forgot. So then Big Mouth forms, and eventually you add the Power Tool horns. How much later did the Power Tool horns come along?
I think they were around 92. Right around 92. Woody had worked with a lot of those guys before, and they kind of all went to school together.
Okay, we've alluded to Woody a couple of times. We should explain to folks that is Woody Mankowski, and he was a Door County resident, but then he went away, didn't he?
Well, he was a Green Bay resident.
Okay.
Then he went out to he went out to New York first, and then he went out to he's living in Los Angeles now.
But he gets back from time to time. He was with you at the Door Community Auditorium for this last gig.
Yeah, he likes coming back.
And we like it when he comes back. So you write a lot of the songs that Big Mouth perform, correct?
Right. And Woody did most of the arrangements, horn arrangements for those tunes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you write those songs, where do they come from?
Boy, everywhere.
Okay.
Sometimes it just come to me, you know. There's one on there that I had a dream. And that's what the song is about. It was kind of the dream. I embellished on it a little bit.
Did you wake up from that dream and immediately start jotting it down?
I did.
That's so cool. What's the name of that song?
I had a dream.
Oh, well, perfect. Well, your next gig is going to be at Pumpkin Patch in Egg Harbor. That is coming up this weekend, all weekend. It's going to be a fun-filled weekend in Egg Harbor, a big festival. And let me run down some of the stuff that you can look forward to at Pumpkin Patch. First, on Saturday, the Modern Day Drifters, another very good band in their own right. They are going to perform earlier in the day, and then later in the day, it looks like it's going to be Mango Brothers. Yeah, you cannot have the mango. Remember that from Saturday Night Live?
That's right.
Well, you can have the mango. In fact, you can have the Mango Brothers at Pumpkin Patch. They'll be performing in Harborview Park is where that's going to be happening. Also, there's going to be face painting, carnival rides at the Egg Harbor Marina, a Chinese raffle supporting the Egg Harbor Business Association, whatever that might be. You'll have to find out. I've never participated in one my own self. There's going to be all kinds of food and beverage tents, of course, including but not limited to, this is very exciting for me to share this with you, Jay, the Ephraim Funnel Department will be there, and that is a division of the Ephraim Fire Department.
Really?
I am a volunteer firefighter for Ephraim, and about a year ago, we bought this funnel cake making operation from Fuzzy, the kettle corn guy, and so we use it as a way to raise some money to buy some of our equipment that we need to do what we do. So that was our first ever foray into the exotic wild world of selling funnel cakes, was at Pumpkin Patch. So it'll be our 1 year anniversary, and I want you to bring the band, the whole Big Mouth band. Your money will be no good when you come by and have a funnel cake. Have you had a funnel cake?
I'm excited. Not in years.
Then you're overdue. You might even want a double stuffed Oreo cookie. We deep fry those as well.
Ooh.
But like I say, your money's no good with the Ephraim Funnel Department. But There is a boot there for donations.
Okay.
If you throw some money in the boot, I'm not going to stop you, man. So let's talk about when Big Mouth is going to play, because that's going to be day number 2. Big Mouth will perform right around 10 o'clock in the morning at Harbor View Park, and then they'll crank up the carnival rides again, and the face painting, the food and beverage tents, the juried arts and crafts vendors. They're going to be there as well. There's going to be inflatables for the kids at Crest Pavilion. A children's musician will perform at Egg Harbor Marina. And then, this is pretty neat, Big Mouth will play, and then they will go and take a break, reset, maybe take a little nap. I don't know what they do in between shows. But then they're going to take that stage again in Harborview Park, and they are going to add the Power Tool horns, and then they're really going to blow your minds, right?
Well, yeah, after that funnel cake, we're going to have funnel cake on the break. Yeah.
That'll fuel you. So, how is it different when you play as Big Mouth and then when you play as Big Mouth and the Power Tool horns?
Well, we start out as a trio, and it's the original members, Pat, Judy, and Paul Sawinski, and myself.
Cool.
We'll be doing stuff that we did years and years and years ago, so it's a lot of fun, and then the full band shows up, the horn section, keyboard player, different drummer, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Then you crank it up to 11.
We do.
That'll be so much fun. That's at Pumpkin Patch this coming weekend. I can't hardly wait to see you and hear you play and perform there. I'm going to do something a little different that we haven't done on this Beyond the Board podcast yet. To get to know our co-host du jour a little better, I have come up with 5 questions.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to ask these 5 questions of every single person I bring here into Studio B, and you're the guinea pig. So are you ready?
Okay, I think so.
Take a sip of your Nespresso there and get ready. And here we go. Do you have a nickname?
I used to have a nickname.
What was it?
Stretch.
How did you get that nickname?
Probably being tall and lanky.
Okay.
Yeah, and painting.
And you are aware that there is a Stretch at Nordor Sport and Cyclery. Is that why you had to relinquish the nickname?
No, I had that nickname a long time ago.
Yeah, well, there's not room enough for 2 Stretches in Door County, is there? Are there? Although I've learned that there's a few Fuzzies, because
right.
The kettle corn Fuzzy, he ain't the only one. There's also Fred and Fuzzy, so whatever. Okay, so what else can I ask you here, Stretch? Oh, the most high adventure thing / activity you've ever done in your life?
I think the most rewarding.
No, we're going to get to that.
Oh,
rewarding.
okay.
This is high adventure. You know, where you risk. This is risk taking.
Oh,
you know, when
risk.
people jump out of planes, they bungee jump. What is the single most daring thing you've ever done in your entire life that you live to talk about it?
Probably motorcycles.
Okay.
I'm into motorcycles.
And you haven't crashed.
Yeah, I have a couple times.
But you have lived to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were on death row, I know you never would be, but if you should find yourself ever on death row, and they say, what would you like your last meal to be? What would it be?
Boy, that would be, you know what I haven't had in a long time was the Cajun shrimp pasta from Gibraltar Grill.
That would be your last meal. That's a good one.
Last meal.
And now you alluded to this already. That's one of my questions. Biggest accomplishment or your proudest moment in your life thus far?
I think just being able to write songs and record them and play with the guys that I play with that's rewarding enough for me. You know, yeah.
Well said. And then finally, 5th question, favorite thing to do in Door County?
Let's see. Just drive around. I love driving around and, go through Peninsula State Park, whatever. It's just being a tourist.
I'm totally with you. I like doing that too. And sometimes I like to get kind of into the interior and just start following the compass and just keep moving north or south. It's so beautiful, especially this time of year when we're going to get some fall color in here. Thank you for participating in 5 questions. You did a great job. What else is going on this weekend that I want you nice people to know about? Oh, more music. The Door County Brewing Company. I'm sure that's a place you've probably played before.
Yeah, we played there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and they're bringing some music to the people this coming weekend, Friday. It's Driftless Sisters. They are going to play on that music hall stage, Driftless Sisters. Apparently they're a little lost, and they're going to find themselves there at the Door County Brewing Company. And what else? Oh, Saturday night, it's Sister Winchester. Well, now that's curious. I guess they're only doing bands with sister in the name right now. Yeah. And, how about Art in Ephraim is coming up this weekend as well, participating galleries. Yeah, speak to that a little, would you, Jay? We have such a wonderful bohemian artistic community, all these amazing people self-actualizing like Karsten Topelman and Charles Chick Peterson. What is it like being here for that?
Well, just the energy that these people give off and surrounded by art. I love it. It's wonderful. It just kind of uplifts you.
Well, and certainly Big Mouth and the Power Tool Horns is putting it out there and contributing to that energy. So Art in Ephraim, it's your chance to experience this eclectic artisan community. Apparently, you pick up a punch card at one of the participating businesses. You spend the weekend visiting Ephraim's galleries, which are aplenty, and then you will walk away with a special Ephraim gift. Sounds pretty darn good to me. Yeah? Well, in closing, let's wrap it up, Jay. Let's wrap up this Beyond the Board podcast. What do you want people to know about you that they don't know, or why do you keep doing what you do? What makes it exciting and different and always interesting?
It's always different, and it's always interesting. I mean, the way we approach things as a band is unique, and it keeps the juices flowing, you know. Once in a while, if I'm down or something, I'll head out to Nashville and just kind of soak that energy up, you know. But, I mean, just playing with the people I'm playing with is inspiring.
Awesome.
It just, it makes me want to write stuff. And I've got some stuff in the works.
You're having more dreams, I bet. More dreams on the way. Well, keep on keeping on, man. Be careful on that motorcycle. And thanks for coming into Studio B with me and going beyond the board. How did that feel?
It felt great. I mean, my pleasure. I love it.
Hey there. Thanks for listening. Find the latest episodes of Beyond the Board on the TuneIn app, Apple Podcasts, or right on FM 1069thelodge.com. Don't forget to be social. Like, share, subscribe, and comment to let us know how you felt about this episode.